Let us see how the chordates and non-chordates are further subdivided. So if you see kingdom Animalia, subkingdom non-chordates, they are divided into 10 phylum. Protozoa, Porifera, Colenterata or Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, Aschelominthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata and Hemichordata. While subkingdom chordates are further divided as phylum Chordata, and they are subdivided as subphylum as Urochordata, Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. And vertebratas are again subdivided into 6 class: Cyclostomata, Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Apes and Mammalia. Now this system is still utilized. Still we are practicing this original traditional method of classification. But nowadays there are also many other new system of classification. This is called as the five system or five kingdom classification given by Robert Whittaker, and they are classified on the basis upon certain criteria like body organization, body symmetry, body cavity, germinal layers and segmentation. There are five criteria for the classification based on the five kingdom type. The first criteria is called grade of organization. The body of animal is made up of cells. In case of multicellular animal, many cells are performing different function in their body. While in unicellular, as their body is made up of a single cell, all the functions are performed by that single cell only. Now, body organization of unicellular animals is called as protoplasmic grade of organization. The example given to you over there is amoeba as well as paramotion. Now, in the next thing, the case of multicellular animal, if tissues are not formed and their body organization is called as cellular grade organization. Example is phylum Porifera. See, they have given you an example of Porifera, or the you'll be seeing over there 6.5, the cellular organization. In case of some animals, cells come together to form tissues, with the help of which the body functions are performed. They are called as cell tissue grade organization. For example, animals under Coelenterata or Cnidaria. If you see over here the diagram of jellyfish, that is an example of cell tissue grade. That means it is got cells also and the tissues are also forming. Flatworms show the tissue organ grade organization. In this type of organization, tissues are organized to form some organs, but the complete organ system is not formed. The example given over here is that of planaria. Beside the fourth type of body organization mentioned in the previous slide, remaining all animals show organ system grade organization, in which different organs are joined together to form organ system that perform different function. For example, humans. So that means the grade of organizations are protoplasmic, then the cellular grade organization, cell tissue grade organization, tissue organ grade organization and organ system grade organization. This was the first criteria which was called grade of organization. Now the second criteria is called body symmetry. Suppose you consider a human body or an amoeba and you try to imagine a section through specific plane of their body so as to get two equal halves. In an imaginary sense, if body of an animal is cut through imaginary axis of a body, it may or may not produce two equal halves. Based on this property, animals are classified as below. Either they are called as asymmetrical, radial or bilateral. What is the meaning of asymmetrical? In case of such body types, there is no any such imaginary axis of the body through which we can get two equal halves. For example, Paramoecium, amoeba, etc. Bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry is this type of symmetry. There is only one such imaginary axis of body through which we can get two equal halves. For example, humans, frog, bird, fish, etc. Radial symmetry. In this type of symmetry, if imaginary cut passes through the central axis but any plane of the body, it gives two equal halves. For example, a starfish, a hydra, etc. In case of these animals, there are five different planes passing through central axis of the body, through which we can get two equal halves. The third criteria, germ layer, either diploblastic or triploblastic. In case of multicellular animals, the germ layers are formed during initial period of their embryonic development, and from those germ layers only different tissues are formed in the body. In case of some animals, only two germ layers, that is endoderm and ectoderm, are formed. For example, all coelenterata or cnidarians. In most of all the remaining animals, three germ layers are formed, that is mesoderm, beside endoderm and ectoderm. Body cavity. The fourth criteria is called as body cavity or colon. Cavity between the body and the internal organ is called as body cavity or colon. In case of multicellular animal, during the initial period of their embryonic development, body cavity is formed either in mesoderm or gut. Such type of body cavity is present in animals of Annelida and all phylum coming after Annelida. Such animals are called as coelomate or eucoelomate. That can be pronounced in both ways. That means it shows that animals which have a true body cavity. While body cavity is absent in case of animals from phylum Porifera to Cnidaria and Platyhelminthes. Such animals are called as acoelomate or acoelomate. In case of animals from Aschelominthes, they have a body cavity, but it is not formed from the above mentioned two ways. They are called as pseudocoelomate or pseudocoelomate. The fifth one is body segmentation. If the body of animal is divided into small similar units, then such body is called as segmented body, and each small unit is called as a segment. For example, earthworm from phylum Annelida.